بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد والثناء لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المحرمين المنتجبين، لا سيما بقية الله في العالمين روح وأرواح العالمين الكرام المجتمع المهداة، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن حسن صلواتك عليه وعلى أرضائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ونبيا معينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. For the hastening and the return of our Imam, please recite the salawat. We started to talk about some of the teachings that we have about how we can benefit in this glorious month of Ramadan. We mentioned the importance of this month, how this is the best of the months of the year. And we have plenty of ahadith on that. And just putting a couple of verses together, we can come to that conclusion. So this is a very important month. We want to try to make the best of it so that at the end, we don't turn back and regret too much about missing the opportunity. We mentioned the most important thing in this month is trying to keep away from sins, and last night we got into the other teaching that we have about dua. Briefly, we said dua has got two aspects to it, or we have two forms of dua that we can call it. There's a dua that is requesting, asking for something. We all need, every one of us needs things. When we speak to God and we ask Him for something, that is called dua. And the verses of the Holy Quran, we said, amongst the verses of the month of Ramadan, we have the verse that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان. When you call upon me, I'm going to answer your call. This is one form of dua. We tried to mention a few points regarding this last night. There's another form of dua that we call recitation of dua. The Mafatih, the book that we refer to the most for this, is full of such dua. On Thursday nights we gather together and we recite dua. Tuesday nights in some communities, I don't know if you have that here, they gather together, they recite dua tawassul. If you have the opportunity, if you're willing to wake up that early in the morning, which I'm not sure how many are, and if you have a gathering to be able to do that, some people Friday mornings gather together to recite dua. I want to talk tonight a little bit about these dua. which is similar to what we believe about the Holy Quran as well. For some reason, many of us think that these du'as are a code language. They're like, you know, some of these cartoons or movies talk about these magic spells. You say something and something happens. Some of us think that these du'as are like that. It is a spell. You recite these words and it has this effect. I hear this a lot. Before exams, people email or call or they see me. They ask me, is there any dua that you know that we could recite to get a good grade on our exam? That's the way you think of it. There's this sentence. If you read this from beginning to end, that's it. We're going to ace that exam. This person has this problem. Is there any dua for it? Again, mentality. You give them this half page, it's somewhere unseen. It's like this magic, you gotta go to wizards to get it from. Okay. And they do have these things, by the way, too. There are people that are professional in writing these du'as. I don't know, you probably have them in Pakistan. I'm sure you have them in Pakistan. I'm sure. I haven't been there, but I can tell you from what I know from your culture, you definitely have them. In Iran, they have them too. Probably not as much as we have in Pakistan. They call them du'as. I don't know what you call them in Pakistan. They're professional. You go down, I have this problem. Like my daughter likes to study. I don't want that to go through. Can you write a dua so she doesn't love him anymore? And a bunch of other things. That's our perception of dua. You read this, and it has this effect. It's about reading these words. We kind of have the same mentality when it comes to the verses of the Holy Quran. Recitation of the Holy Quran. Now, let me talk about this a little bit. It's a little off topic, but I didn't have much time to talk about this last night. Remember, one of the du'as that the Holy Prophet said, make in this month. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide you with the ability, with the time, with the freedom to recite the Holy Quran. He said, ask بِنِيَّاتٍ صَادِقَةٍ وَقُلُوبٍ طَاهِرَةٍ أَنْ يُوَفِّقَكُمْ, that He provides, He makes you able to two things. One, the siyam, fasting in this holy month, and the tilawat al-kitab. This month is considered the spring of the Quran. We have a hadith on that. The Rabi' of the Quran, the spring of the Quran. Spring is where everything flourishes and starts to grow. And this month is the month that the Holy Quran is going to grow in us. The Quran is there. It's supposed to grow in us. The recitation of the Holy Quran is extremely important. The word qira'ah is mentioned. Or tilawah. We need to recite the Holy Quran. It is shameful, brothers and sisters, if we cannot recite the Holy Quran in Arabic properly. Because the Holy Quran is Arabic. It doesn't matter what my language is. The Holy Quran is Arabic. If I read English, Urdu, Farsi, that's not Quran. That is the translation of the Holy Quran. They try to make it as accurate as possible, but still it's not the Holy Quran. It's the translation. We have got to be able to recite the Holy Quran itself properly. We should put effort. this class that is being held right now is a blessing. It is a blessing that we need to take advantage of for those who can go and learn and perfect our recitation of this holy book. But also a little side point for those who have started a little too late. No matter what they do, they can't pronounce it properly. I found a very interesting hadith on that. There's a hadith in Al-Bukhari that says if a person makes the effort to recite the Holy Quran in Arabic without the ability to pronounce it properly. I am from a different background. My parents didn't take the time to teach me when I was a child, or I didn't even know about this when I was a child. I'm new to Islam, for example. I can't pronounce these words the way they're supposed to be pronounced. The hadith says if you make an effort to recite that as best you can, the angels are going to be taking this up in perfect Arabic, better than any Arab can pronounce. The recitation of the Holy Quran is important. The Holy Quran is a very important book. It's very special. Looking at it even has got blessings. Right? So I don't want to downplay the importance of this. Sessions that we sit together and just recite the Holy Quran. That's great.